1936, 1937, I was with the Basil Gould party to Tibet. My role there was with Basil as a photographer and filmmaker. We were there to try and persuade the Panchen Lama to return from China so we could re-establish a British presence back in Tibet. I led the first British expedition up Mount Chamlahari, which is in Bhutan. Me and my Sherpa Pensang were the first to conquer this mountain. In the autumn of 1941, I was stationed with the SOE in Singapore. My role there was to train Anzacs and expats in the art of guerrilla warfare in order to establish stay-behind resistance parties in the event of a Japanese invasion.
Japanese aircraft also attacked Singapore itself. Meanwhile, Yamashita's troops pressed southwards. Many were to ride the length of Malaya on bicycles. Once they came up against opposition, the Japanese would take to the jungle and outflank the British positions.
At this time, I was located in the northeastern part of the peninsula, and I had to make my way across the peninsula, 17 days from east to west to a rendezvous to be picked up by a submarine. Unfortunately, the submarine wasn't there when we got there, and I was stranded behind enemy lines in the jungle. During this period, 2 weeks, me and two other British officers, Richard and John, were involved in guerrilla activities in the jungle, where we were blowing up railway tracks, destroying bridges, etc. The Japanese army thought there was a force of 200 Australian guerrillas involved, and they sent out a force of 4,000 men to try and capture us. Unfortunately, Johnny and Richard didn't make it. I was picked up by a British submarine in May 1945, not long before the war actually ended, and I was then shipped out to Ceylon, and for me then the war was over. Some of the chaps thought that the jungle was a bad place to fight and survive, whereas the jungle is actually neutral in this respect. It didn't favour the Japanese over the British soldier. Some of the British soldiers thought that there was nothing to eat in the jungle, whereas there is quite a lot to eat. The jungle will provide you with shelter, water, and of course cover from the enemy.